Gentlemen, thank you guys so much for clicking on my channel. It really does mean the world to me. Before we get started with the video, I just want to put out a disclaimer. Unfortunately, due to a lot of technical difficulties on my behalf, a lot of the video was lost. Essentially, like a good 30 minutes of like the introduction, talking about Mr. Hemmingz blog, and a lot of different things were lost. Unfortunately, this is something that has been happening because of my laptop. As much as I don't want to just put the blame on having a not so great laptop, I have to take some of the blame myself because I feel like I need to keep going out there and looking for different ways to try and supplement for that. So with that being said, you still have almost an hour of really good content, really great conversation that was had. We had a whole lot of fun, even though we couldn't we couldn't go for as long as we both wanted to. But don't worry, this is just the first of very, very many. So thank you guys so much for clicking on my video. Y'all, hey, make sure you subscribe, like, all that fun stuff. Now let's get...
Just because I find that my computer takes just a little bit of time to kind of start up with some of this stuff, but we should be good.
Yeah, that's the life I live.
It's okay. I'm about to throw this away and use my new one, and hopefully things will be better. The actual like problem that I be having for the most part is that my internet in my room is the signal is really bad. It's really bad.
Mm-hmm.
So there was a network error. Oh, I don't like that. Am I not live? Just because I find that my computer takes just a little bit of time to kind of start up. All right. Should be good.
Uh-oh. Are we good?
We should be. We're live. I was mad loud for a second because I had the audio on so I could hear myself through the echo. But all right, we should be good.
Hey, it's all good, man. I can't hear you unless you're just as loud as me. So we real good out here. So
all right, go ahead and take the lead, brother.
All right, man. So we discussed this between our intermissions. I'd like to introduce myself real quick. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Chris Cage. On Twitch, I am known as X Cold King Cage. On YouTube is just Chris Cage. And right now, we were in the middle of the Continuity Cast presents a great collab, #2, featuring the man, the myth, the legend, Nia D. Hemmingz. Unfortunately, technical difficulties kicked our asses, so we had to move everything from my stream to his stream. But I will be uploading everything on YouTube tomorrow, so that hopefully will mitigate things for those who are catching this on the back end. But Mr. Nia, we talked about a good amount of stuff before our technical difficulties, so I say we keep the good times rolling, because I noticed something about you, and this is the very first thing I noticed when I started watching your videos. It was your amazing background. You got so much shit going on. And the one thing, the main thing that caught my eye was the Kingdom Hearts 2 Final Mix poster.
Ooh.
Then I saw like the triple threat poster with it was 358 over 2 days, coded and Birth by Sleep. So I said, okay, bet. Obviously this here is a man of culture. So you and I are gonna do something fun.
Let's do it.
We both have experienced the Kingdom Hearts franchise, especially as a video game, and just like earlier you said how you prefer to experience the medium and with that consistency. So if you've been introduced to a video game first, you want to keep it as a video game. Well, I'm gonna make you a hypocrite, because guess what we're gonna do together?
We're gonna make manga for Kingdom Hearts?
Nah,
oh.
we're gonna make a Kingdom Hearts anime.
Oh shit.
Yeah, even better. So when I say make an anime, I'm saying from almost like from the conceptual level. So if you could create an anime, especially for Kingdom Hearts, a series like this, what animation studio do you trust with a product like this?
All right. First of all, Zodiac, my guy, thank you for the subscription. Yeah, let's get it. Two-month streak. Oh shit. That's dope. I like that. First of all, I'm going with Comic Waves Films easily. And make sure, let me know if everything sounds okay in the chat, by the way. What's up, Pure Life? I see you. Yeah, so Comics Wave Film is the, you know the movie Your Name or Kimi no Nawa?
Yeah, it sounds familiar.
Okay. I absolutely love how they animate. they're usually doing like movies and more rom-com type stuff. Thanks for the follow. And here's the thing. I don't know how they can do action. I don't know if they could do it, but I think they're good at capturing atmosphere and whatnot. And I think Kingdom Hearts has a certain type of atmosphere in a lot of scenes that I think they can capture well. So I would trust them with that. And if I'm gonna do like a Kingdom Hearts anime, listen, we doing a Riku spinoff, okay? I want to see that clown with big feet. Don't know left from right. Sora, idiot. I need Riku on my screen.
So you know what I was actually gonna say?
What's up?
So all right, so that's the animation studio. I would trust either Madhouse or Bones. Madhouse, Bones, or UFO Table. I think they're the ones who just got done with Demon Slayer when that came out last year. So those are like the three I would trust. But if we're gonna let's go ahead and get into some of the fun shit, because season 1, obviously we're gonna go through the first game. But what I think would be the best possible thing to do, especially for what you're saying, I say we give Riku more screen time than anything else, because if as we're grown men now, so when we go back and experience the Kingdom Hearts storyline, Riku had rap beef with Sora, and like the main thing was Maleficent was saying, oh well, he has new friends. Well, guess who else was on the fucking island? Tidus, Waka, and Selphie. So Riku's okay with Sora having other friends. So what I would like to see is, let's show Riku actually witnessing what it's like for somebody to try to, like a princess of heart, to live without their heart. So he could see Kyrie's trauma, and that could truly drive him to create this disdain for Sora.
I hear you.
Yeah, so I think that would be a really good idea. So if you were to incorporate more Riku scenes, how would you go about doing that?
I think because of the way that Kingdom Hearts 1 was, because they had to kind of keep him in the shrouded, we didn't get to see a lot of things behind the scenes. So I would like to see how they were able to kind of talk Riku into doing a lot of the stuff that he did in the first game. But so we could add a lot of extra scenes where it's like, okay, maybe there's more Maleficent talks, and I don't know, maybe Pete or someone. And because remember the first game is mostly the Disney villain. So I'm thinking with that, I just want more. Because every time I see Riku, just some other thing happening, but I didn't actually see it. So with Kingdom Hearts 1, we can fill in all the ancillary information ourselves, which I think would be really dope. But obviously, when we get to to Chain of Memories, we see everything. So I can just watch, because we can just do it, because we know exactly what he was doing in Castle Oblivion the whole time.
Yep. So are we in agreement that as the games go along, that's going to be like the different seasons? So let's say we can get Kingdom Hearts 1, we can get like a 22 episode season out of that story alone.
I would go like 26 episodes. Yeah.
26 episodes.
You could do like a season that game for the most part. And actually, what you can do for Chain of Memories that'd be interesting is you could kind of split it up, like, like Sora, like the Sora side, and then after you beat it, then you replay it as a Riku, then it's like the Riku side. So it's like half the season is about whatever, and then with both of them, you'll see where they crisscross.
Yeah, that would be a really good idea. And another thing I just thought about, and this isn't just for like the season 1 or anything like that, but let's say like the secret boss encounters, we can make it an OVA out of that, or it could be one of those. You know how like a lot of the anime movies are considered non-canon, where you could kind of sort of do the same thing with that, because majority of them don't carry over to the next game because they don't really speak on it a lot. Like, when's the last time you heard them talk about Kurt Zisa or the Phantom or fucking Sephiroth outside of Kingdom Hearts 2? Kingdom Hearts 1, nobody says anything about them.
That's a fact.
Man, look, well, I tell you, there's some stuff we can get down, but the main things that really get me excited just thinking back to Kingdom Hearts, especially Kingdom Hearts 2, the reaction commands. Just taking Sora and putting him into these very dynamic positions where he's doing all kinds of shit, like he's slicing buildings in half like it's nothing. High key, let somebody in One Piece or Naruto do some shit like that, the internet's gonna explode. That's why I think, man, look, a Kingdom Hearts anime would shut shit down, especially a series like 358 over 2 days.
Oh, Roxas would be going crazy, especially with the organization. You can explore some stuff more and get a lot more in depth with the other organization members. You can do a lot with that. That would be interesting. You could do a lot.
So let me ask you, what season would you introduce the organization?
No, I mean I would do it. I would do it in the second one, like when we start Chain of Memories, because I don't know if you know this, because some people don't. Chain of Memories is a second game, like
Yes.
even in release order. So what I would introduce him then. I wouldn't do it in the first one because I know Final Mix has hooded Zemnis. I wouldn't do
That's
it.
exactly what I was gonna say too.
it.
I was just about to say that.
If anything, you could have him there, like walk by or something, or like have like a background thing. But would I fully have someone with the ethereal blades? No, I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't do it. I'd wait.
See, look, I'm so excited because but it feeds into the canon, and that's what kills me, because you remember when Zemnis tells Roxas, he was like, I've been to see him. He looks a lot like you.
Mm-hmm.
That could be like the fight between Sora and everybody versus Zemnis could be that moment, or just like you said, we could have him in the background where we don't see him, or you know what? And now that the gears are turning, we could expand the limitations of PlayStation 2, right? So Traverse Town, it's supposed to be this very populated city. Well, guess who we can throw in the crowd there? We could throw Zemnis right there.
Yeah.
Where he just sees him in the mix. And, that would portray the organization as always keeping their eyes on Sora at the very least.
Exactly.
Yep, and we already know that basically Ansem Seeker of Darkness was tracking on Riku just because he shows up to the island first. So
body.
Oh yeah. So we have a familiarity with that. So there's a lot that could be done in situations like that. And the way that I see it, it's like, if JoJo's can have, its different parts as different seasons, Kingdom Hearts could definitely do something like that. And with really good animation, it could even give more of an explanation to why certain things happened in the games that a lot of people feel aren't really explained the best. Or it could give all the side games, like the ones on the phone, Union Cross, Dark Road.
That shit was fucking annoying to play through.
Oh, see, look, I haven't even done it, and I don't even want to play Melody of Memory. I don't want to give that my money just because.
So quick thing. I'm kind of checked out now because I'm very upset with Kingdom Hearts 3. So like I wasn't interested in the DLC for that or the memory shit. So I don't really care about that.
So you didn't even play Remind?
No, I didn't even bother. I know what happens though. I know what happens. I didn't bother though.
But I say you gotta play it, homie. I gotta say that. I have to. It literally is Kingdom Hearts 3
I brought
Final
the
Mix
game
Plus.
back when I was done. That's how mad I was.
Man, look.
I was mad as hell. I enjoyed the game from a like just a playing standpoint and whatnot, but bro, when I tell you the end of a saga should wrap up more than it makes, but than it adds. I was like, bro, that Lusu shit with Zigbar was not fire to me. I hate all the foretellers. They suck. They're stupid. I hate them. I so mad. Like, bro, no. Them just talk about he actually was doing this for the betterment of. No, you're evil. Stop the cap. I couldn't believe what they were doing to my game, bro. I wasn't there for it. I'm sorry. I wasn't there for it. We'll see what happens in the future, but they put me in hit stun. I mentally checked out.
Damn, man. I hate to hear that happen because I understand. I definitely understand. I was so excited to be experiencing Kingdom Hearts 3, especially where I was at the time. I was currently in Japan. I was then in Japan. So when I was playing it, I was like hyperactive. I couldn't get off the game worth a damn. And by the time I experienced the ending and everything like that, I was like, man, I feel this wasn't what I put into it, because no shit, dog. Kingdom Hearts 3D was like the perfect setup. When they said the Keyblade War, I was like, oh, fuck. Imagine Zemnis with a Keyblade. I couldn't even handle that motherfucker with ethereal blades.
Yep.
Imagine him with a Keyblade. No, that's two. Oh, that's a problem. Marluxia with a sight. Nah. Marluxia with a Keyblade. Bro, it would have been a shit show. That's all I can say. But I as a Kingdom Hearts 2 Final Mix Plus favorite game kind of fan, I suggest playing the Remind DLC for the secret boss battles. Because when I tell you that data organization boss battle, they don't give a flying fuck if you're level 99. It's extremely disrespectful.
All right, I mean, I did think the game was piss easy, and I always played on the hardest mode that they'll give me initially. I don't think they'd let me play on critical immediately. I think I had to play on hard. So, but yeah. Because I'm so used to
Oh,
these
man.
games, so I always play on whatever the hardest difficulty available immediately is. Because I would start on critical if I could. Because I don't think these games.
Yeah.
It's not to say that like hard or easy. I'm so accustomed to playing them that I don't need to be handheld into the combat. I know what I'm doing. So
Now, see, when it came down to when they established critical mode in Kingdom Hearts 3, I dare say critical mode in KH3 is harder than KH2. I couldn't even make it out the tutorial, dog. I was so excited.
I don't. But are you like? Do you play like an ape? Most people I see play, bro. They just attack, and then when they need to heal, they heal. I actually defend. Like I don't just attack. Like I'm very patient. I'm a defensive.
I'm gonna be
player.
real with you. You hold on. So I'm gonna bring back what you said. The way Sora is as a character is the way I play as Sora. Like, yo, fam,
Bro,
I'm charging head first. I'm not thinking.
Yeah.
Look.
I see my friend Nat finish the game. I seen him. His most used spell was Kuragara 999 plus. I said, bro, what? Bro, my most used spell in that game was like Magnet or something. I couldn't remember what it was. I said, bro.
Oh yeah.
I'm like, you big ape. He's like, bro, I just attack. I get hit. Air recovery. Like mash X. I'm like, you know what? That's how a lot of people play. I respect it.
Yo, that's what I'm saying. That Remind DLC with all the secret boss battles, use up that fucking magic if you want to.
But does critical mode still have like the win button where like the attractions come? You just press it, you go on a ride, and you win.
So they have another setting where you can actually adjust the game as you see fit. So you can actually turn off gaining XP. You can stay at level 1. You can only it limits the hell out of you. And there's people who still fucking kick ass with that shit right there. Like critical mode truly does make a man out of you. Shout out to you, Muffin77, taking the words right out of my mouth.
Critical mode makes you learn everything if you haven't already. And I think in critical mode for Kingdom Hearts 2 and everything, I think in the Zigbar fight he doesn't even reload. I think he just keeps shooting. Right? I could be remembering that wrong, but
I got to go back and remember it because I barely made it through all the data battles in KH2. So I was like, okay, KH3, it's gonna be a breeze. Ooh. As soon as I thought the shit was sweet against Zigbar in KH3, he fucked me up. I didn't touch the ground. It was like playing Mortal Kombat against Sonic Fox or some shit.
Oh shit.
It was bad. It was real bad. But I'm gonna go ahead. I gotta push on because there's so many other things I gotta get to you about. So I know you're an avid comic book fan, and I'm gonna get into some of the comic books that you have that you speak on and whatnot. But what I really want to ask you about, I don't know if you noticed this, but Invincible.
Yes,
I
sir.
see that you read it before. How excited are you for the TV show?
Oh, do you understand? Like my part of look at me, my dream. Part of like the things that I really want to see is a lot of more independent comics break out. And not just kind of like the big two, because usually what you see a lot of is like you'll see mostly Marvel and DC superhero stuff being pushed. There's some other stuff that's out there. I give credit to Lucifer, which is a Vertigo DC imprint, and I even think that one with the zombie. I can't remember what it's called right now. Is it iZombie actually? I can't remember. I think some of that stuff is like DC imprint, which is cool. But the fact that we're gonna get like a really dope superhero comic book animated, which is ultra violent, and I think Robert Kirkman is still like the head of it, so he gets to kind of control what's happening. I love it. I was very disappointed to see Deadly Class didn't get a second season or get renewed, but again, I don't know why they aired it on Sci-Fi. They probably should have streamed it on some popular streaming service like a HBO or Netflix or something. But to see that some of them are kind of breaking what I call, I guess, the indie threshold, because The Walking Dead is one of those too. Walking Dead is Image Comics, which is by Robert Kirkman, the same guy who writes Invincible. But bro, I'm you have no idea. Like I saw that trailer and I'm like, yo, y'all lying to me. Like I'm about to wake up and be mad. Nah, it's real. Let's go.
I'm excited for you. I truly am. Because after the way that after what I've seen from The Boys, I haven't read the comics. I'm a superhero nerd. I would show you my Spider-Man and Batman tattoo, but I can't right now. But the fact that they damn near kept everything in The Boys. You see old girl Kimiko like rip somebody's fucking face off. Yep. So I know for a fact Invincible is about to be nothing but blood all over the screen.
Cause because like when two human beings fight, right,
Mm-hmm.
you bleed. So usually when you see two super powered beings going, if you're on the same level of like strength, it should be the equivalent of two regular people fighting. So if Zod and Superman are fighting, one serious punch should make you bleed. You're both the same physiology, the same race, but all that stuff,
Yes.
right? I find that a lot of comics don't do that for some reason. Maybe it's just like they don't want to be excessive, but Invincible don't give a fuck. Niggas be getting ripped in half. I love it. I love it.
Oh, we can take it even further. We could say that about to say like anime like Dragon Ball Super. Dragon Ball Super is afraid of letting any kind of blood show.
Yeah, that's the
Compared to Dragon Ball Z, at
That's
least
what I'm saying.
we saw
Like,
Frieza
in
get
Dragon
ripped in
Ball,
half.
bro. I remember when I saw friggin' Goku get like ripped through the arm. Like, oh shit, he has a hole in his fucking shoulder. I was flabbergasted.
Yeah, I think I remember even Naruto did that when Sasuke was holding Naruto up and he was about to stab him through the heart with the Chidori,
Yeah.
and he activated his the chakra, Kurama's chakra, and he knocked his hand into his shoulder. Yeah,
Yes,
that
yes,
exact
yes.
same thing
And
happened.
He healed it and he
So-
went to one tail mode. Yes.
So what would you say? So without spoiling it for those who haven't seen it or haven't read the comics, give me one character you can't wait for everybody to see and experience in this Invincible TV show.
His name is Alan. He's an alien. Alan the alien.
Mm-hmm.
Don't worry. Like this is an expansive universe and everything. But like, boy, when I tell you, so I'm a fan of like when I'm reading or watching or playing something and maybe and I feel like okay, this character is like not saying this character is immortal by the way. Like so, I'm gonna use Vampire Diaries as an example just because it's easy. I find that if you live long enough, there's just certain things you sort of become numb to or don't care about. If you're a 1,000+ year-old vampire who feeds on humans, the likelihood is a human life means nothing to you. You know what I'm saying? So this character in this series, because of where he's from and experiences he's been through, he acts exactly how I imagine somebody should be acting if they were this person in this scenario in this universe. And that's why I like him so much. I'm like anytime I think he should react a certain way, he always acts in that way. I'm like, yo, shout out to Robert Kirkman. You're real for this.
Oh, see, look, now I'm excited. I can't wait to experience that TV show myself. Like, yo, so I'm gonna go ahead and push on because I kind of want to go back to the webtoons.
Go ahead.
So, with webtoons,
I can rehash that if you want. Sorry, but go ahead. Ask it again. Sorry, I might have cut you off.
Wait, say it one more time.
No, I said I didn't want to cut you off, but if we could rehash that real quickly again so they can hear what we were talking about earlier. If you wanted.
See, look, so with webtoons, I'm gonna keep that one to. It's gonna be a little more condensed because I like the flow of the conversation that we're having right now.
All right.
So, you mentioned hardcore leveling. I take it you're not too fond of solo leveling. What's going on with that?
I think so. Because I don't know if it's because of I don't know what it is, but I feel like there's a lot of misconceptions about me. Like I don't hate solo leveling. I just don't think there's anything about it that's particularly special because it's not my first webtoon like it. I do think it's extremely well drawn. I think the main character is cool. I like how he earned his power or his ability, if you will. I won't go into any more spoiler than that. I like how he got. I think he truly earned it. That's one thing I always said. But it's like, if this is your first story where you read, where like, oh my god, like he can like open up an inventory and there's like these MMORPG type things and leveling up, and like you can inflict bleed on like an enemy and stuff. If this is your first rodeo with that, I understand, because the first time I saw something like this with like the gamer, I lost my fucking mind. Was it dice first? Man? I don't want to. Maybe it was dice or the gamer. I get it. I've been through this song and dance already. So for me, like, oh, this is cool. It's high level quality in terms of the action and how it's drawn and everything. But it's nothing new to me, and I kind of just moved on with my day. But no, I don't hate it. I just don't love it like other people do. And I'm also not like an action junkie, if that makes sense. I like good action. I love it, and I'm here for it. But I don't need it to enjoy something.
Okay. So that goes back to why I had to mention God of High School before, because as an action junkie, I watched the whole season of God of High School when it came out in English dub, because I was like, yo, for some reason every episode feels like it's missing a huge amount of exposition that was supposed to happen in the previous episode. But fuck, this action is beautiful. The animation's so amazing. So what basically all I'm trying to ask you is, what most attracts you to a story? If it's not action, what do you look for the most?
Well, that's an interesting question because depending on what phase of life I was in when you asked me this, my answer was always different. If you asked me this at 13, it was action. If you asked me at 16 when I was going through my edgy phase, I only care about psychological series that like, oh my goodness, I don't take, oh Lord. I'm at the point in my life where I just mostly care about enjoyment. I don't ever really look at something where like a series needs this for it to be good. I have to take the series at face value, what it is trying to accomplish, and see if it accomplishes it. By which I mean this. I am not going to judge a love drama or a romance series and be like, there's no action. That doesn't make any sense for me to be looking for that. It's a romance series, right? If this romance series creates good drama that's engaging for me to believe what's going on in the love triangle of this, that, and the third, I'm here for it. If this is a comedy series and it's funny, I'm here for it. But generally speaking, for me, the things that I care about the most is character and characters. You can get me to sit through something I don't like if there's one character I fucking love. I don't like Inuyasha from start to finish as a whole overall narrative. I love Shishomaru. I sat through everything I didn't like just for the scenes with him in it.
Naya, I gotta interrupt you because I have to make a public service announcement. Shishomaru is that nigga and not to be fucked with. Like,
yes, sir. Oh my!
I had to get that shit up because my wife started. I saw her watching like the first episode of Inuyasha on Hulu, and I was like, "Yo, let me know when Shishomaru shows up because he is indeed that."
Facts. Oh my god.
Like, yo, man, I remember waking up at like 2 a.m. to see Inuyasha on, and Shishomaru just out here stunting on these motherfuckers. Like, yo, if I had to describe somebody who Shishomaru is, I'd say, yo, if you seen Bleach, they'd be like, yeah, you know Byakuya, right? They'd say, yeah, Shishomaru is Byakuya's dad. Like, yo, fam, look straight up.
Calm, collected, fast, raw. I don't. The actual first scene that I seen from that show, flipping through the channel, was him getting his arm lobbed off by Tetsaiga. Actually, when they first found it in the dad's world or whatever. It's actually the first scene that I saw from Inuyasha. But I actually immediately recognized the art styles of Rumiko Takahashi, and that's how I got into the series. Because Rumiko Takahashi is like where I started. But
good shit.
Yeah, man. Inuyasha, I have to watch the new shit with the continuation of it. I think Yasahime. I don't know what it's called actually.
I think it's Yasahime. Okay, it's Shishomaru's twin daughters.
Yeah. I'm gonna get around to
Inuyasha's daughter. Okay, see, look, I haven't even looked into it. I didn't even finish Inuyasha, to be honest. So look, if that's something I need to get up on, I'm gonna have to put that into consideration. But I want to get back to. I know I'm bouncing all over the place because of the technical difficulties, but I want to speak to your writing prowess, if you are okay with me calling it that. Because the fact that you have a blog, like what inspired you to create that blog?
Actually, so for anyone who doesn't know, journalism and English are what I got my degrees in. So that's what I majored in and whatnot, right? So minor in English and journalism was what I did in college, for 2.5 years. So at one point when I was trying to really break into the industry, before I really learned that journalism is kind of whack now, it's kind of dead, and it's so much different than what it used to be. Because I will keep it real with you. Part of the reason I went to it is because I'm a Superman guy. Clark Kent. You feel me? I was like, yo, report to give me. You know what I'm saying? Like I was kind of with it. But two things happened. I'm not nosy. So if I'm like, hey, I come to you like, yo, Cage, yo, did you hear? I put a mic to you. Did you hear about the event that blah blah? And you're like, no. I'm like, all right. Like I have no further questions. Like I just walk away. Like I'm not a curious mind like that for something like this. So that was issue number one. But yeah, I don't know the 2 ways. But anyways, for freelancing, I had to create a portfolio and stuff, because what happened at first is like I would take any and anyone trying to be Clark Kent, yes. I'll take any and anything. I'm like, oh, we'll give you exposure. I'm like, no, that's whack. Like I need money. Like so the blog was for me to kind of flex my writing and what I can do and add it as part of my portfolio, but it actually went really well. And then Blurred's Online had me, Geeks of Color for a little bit, a couple other websites, and I was doing some cool stuff.
Congratulations.
Yeah. and then I got my foot in the door. So I was actually like, I still now am a senior editor for 2 websites. So like, that's how I got my foot in the door for that. So now my blog is kind of what I use when I want to kind of do like a list format videos. I'll use my blog for it. But originally it started for me to just kind of flex and add to my portfolio.
Good shit.
And I do have one published short story from grade 11. I have to find the book. I know I have it somewhere in my room, so I can tell you guys what it's called. You can find it. But you're low-key going to know what it's about because like, I low-key just took like the Bleach Gote 13 concept mixed with the pantheon of gods from Greek to Norse to Japanese mythology and kind of did a story like that. But I won a contest in high school for it.
That's still pretty dope. Because guess what my next question was gonna be? I was going to ask what if you see anytime in your future if you would take your creation and then combine it with your writing ability to give us some type of story. Do you see that in your future?
Yeah, oh yeah.
Do you see? Yeah, okay.
So what? So like, what? Fake Superman? Nah. What I really want to do, eventually is write. Like writing is my passion, and I actually do have one completed story written. Like it's something I worked 5 years on. It's done. It's all written. It's all typed, copyright protected, all of that. I go through it often. I don't know what to do with it yet, but it is finished being written. It's called Piercing Gaze. But I love to write. I don't know how good I am actually and how well stuff will be received because I do think writing is a lot more difficult than people make it out to be. But it is a passion of mine. I do want to publish a book and see how it goes. And if one day I can make a comic book, that would be awesome. A graphic novel, that's something I'm interested in. I have the guy who actually that I talk to a lot. He's kind of interested in doing it, but he has to kind of get freed up from some of his other obligations to see if we can get something done. Even if it's like a short, like 10 chapter or something, or a webtoon or whatever. Get something going.
So, if you could kind of explain what the image of the comic book or graphic novel, what kind of art direction would you like to go with it? Let's start from like, would you want it to be more comic book-esque or manga-esque?
That's a good question, actually. I'm going to go with more American style in terms of the actual character designs. I want it to be more tailored suited to us over here and like make more sense and everything like that. But I definitely know when it comes to the action portions, it'll be way more manga anime in esque in how the action is presented. So in a lot of ways, it'd be like a blend. So when no action is happening, people are walking around stuff, it'll feel right at home, like North America or like, Europe or something, if you will. But then like when the fighting happens and stuff, it'll probably feel more like a manga because I do think their action is more dynamic and fluid on average.
Oh yeah, it definitely is and can be. So, what other stories do you think kind of influence this story itself?
The one that I wrote?
Yes.
So I'll say 2 things. I know what world we live in, and there's just been so many stories written about so many things that it's hard to be like, this is truly, truly, truly original. But I do think that a lot of mistakes are like, because I still get freelance work in a sense that like someone will be like, hey, can you look over my story or look over my brainstorming or whatever and give me your opinions. A thing a lot of people do is they read a lot of stories and think because I read a lot of manga I can make a manga, and then they kind of base every idea they've had off of other people's narratives, and then what happens is your story comes off as derivative and uninspired. So I try to do my best not to do that, but I definitely have to say that my magic or power system, if you will, is definitely heavily influenced by Hunter x Hunter.
Oh man.
But
I can't wait to experience it
because I do think it's a very solid power system, and because it's structured well, I knew how to work with it. But like all the characters and arcs and things that are in the story are actually all based off my real life. So people's personalities are based off people that I know. I actually made a story arc that I've made in this story is actually just based off of like 1 year of high school that I had, and I've obviously added some fantastical elements to it and everything like that. But I'm actually inspired by my real life and real people more than anything. But for the power system, definitely inspired by, definitely kind of influenced by Hunter x Hunter. And then for I would say for my like planting early seeds ideas and kind of watering them off screen for them to come full circle later is definitely influenced by Oda.
Okay, so my next question, and this is probably gonna be the last one I'm gonna speak on your story because I want everybody. I don't want to spoil too much, and I want everybody to experience this. I'm excited for it. What genre? Give me 3 genre definitions you would apply to this story.
I guess action, slice of life, and supernatural, but psychological too. Because like I think a lot of stories I understand why they do this, and I have no problem with this, but I find a lot of stories need to have more people that are just real, like. Not like, okay, you're a tsundere, you're a yandere, you're this archetype, you're the funny guy. Like I think people are so much more multifaceted into that. So that was something I was very cognizant of when I was making a story. I didn't want people to just have one kind of overarching personality. Depending on the situation, they should act accordingly. So that was important for me to incorporate. But yeah. Wait, well, can you repeat the question? Shit.
No, that was good right there. That you gave me all the different genre types that you would apply to it. So I do appreciate you just giving us a little more information on that. I know everybody's excited for that. Could you just repeat the name of the title one more time?
Piercing Gaze.
Piercing Gaze.
I honestly I switch with piercing, glare, and gaze a lot, but I think I'm gonna go with gaze. But yeah.
I think Pure Life 97 just said what everybody has in their mind. Look, she wants to read it. I want to read it. What's good?
Yeah. Don't worry, it's coming.
All you got to do is apply the link. You know I'm on your Discord. Shit.
And then my second story, I'll give you the main concept that I have. I'll tell you this one thing. It takes place on an Earth where it's perpetually winter everywhere. There's no place on the Earth that has summer or fall or spring anymore. We fucked the planet up so badly that everywhere is perpetually winter. I'll leave it at that.
So is it like I'm not saying you got this directly from it, but is it kind of like the same setting from Fire Punch?
No.
Oh, okay.
If
Bad.
anything,
I got you.
anything, it'd be a bit more like Frostbite, if you know what that is.
Nope. See, look, that's why I called you the aficionado and the expert earlier. Yeah, just as long as you're willing to share that well.
I had the idea, and then I read that comic, and I was like, dang, I'm still doing this though.
Oh. I feel the same way because there's a story I've been cooking up for like quite some time myself, but where I am, I'm kind of like, I have the general idea, I have the characters, I have the settings, the story, the moments, and all that fun stuff, but it's weaving the actual line where I'm trying to get the dialogue to take me from one point to the next point in a very fluid and believable manner, especially like what you said. Creating these characters that's multifaceted, that have so many different things to them. I don't want anybody to be one-dimensional, and I want you to like somebody for this reason and to dislike them for a decision that they end up making, because they're going through things and they have a different mindset than what you expect. But I do appreciate you speaking on that. So I got a couple more questions. I'm gonna go ahead and let you get on down. So 2021 is here. I understand that, and we try not to look too far into the past. But we're going to look into the past. So, a while ago, there was a stream that was done. The Manga of the Year stream.
Okay.
Now, I don't care about what obviously I cared because I listened to the whole thing about what they had to say. But I want to know, Mr. Naya, if you could please give me your top 5 manga of 2020. Please.
JoJo Leon. Golden Kamuy, Jujutsu Kaisen, One Piece, My Hero Academia.
Bad. See,
I
look.
I feel like I cheat with My Hero, but hey, it is what it is. Because I just caught up recently again, so hey, I like the arc. It's a good arc.
Oh, see, it was a great arc. And what I was afraid of, spoilers for anybody who hasn't read, what was it, chapter 295? Yeah,
Yeah,
because
I
I
mean,
haven't read
296
chapter
is, well, I read the
296.
96, so let me not say nothing.
Yeah, yeah. I haven't read the newest chapter that came out today, but for 295, what I was afraid of in chapter 294 was when Shigaraki or One for All and All for One and Shigaraki's body starts to get away. I was afraid that the arc was ending right there. And then the following chapter 295 came out and he said, "Oh, y'all niggas think it's a game? Nah, bitch." And he told all the Nomu he told them to come break me out of prison. So I said, "Oh fuck, we're already about to get a prison break arc." And all the
The
heroes are
worst
already
is yet to
fucked
come,
up.
Horikoshi said.
Say it one more time.
Said Horikoshi said the worst is yet to come, which means the worst hasn't happened yet, bro. So
Oh,
this is all light.
Let's go. Because what I was afraid of is that I've been hearing. I don't know if you heard the same thing, so please let me know. But I've been hearing that Horikoshi was thinking about ending My Hero Academia soon.
I know he
Have
wasn't
you heard anything
planning
like
on
that?
making it extra super duper long. I feel like I think he was aiming for like 500 chapters originally around there. I don't remember though. I'm not like East and John are like my people when I need to know my hero stuff because I'm not really a part of the community like that. But I think that he knows exactly how he's structuring his story and how it's gonna start and end and whatnot. I do think that we still have a solid like 6 more years left of my hero though, so I wouldn't.
Yeah, so that's exactly what I was speaking to somebody about just recently because what I was thinking when Deku at the very beginning of the story says the greatest hero in the world and we're still in Japan, I'm thinking like, okay, either the story's going to take us into different places, a situation is going to occur where the entire world is going to have to get involved, so we're going to have to meet the other top heroes of different countries and then get everybody ranked and see where Japan is. Kind of similar to where Universe 7 was in the Tournament of Power, but not necessarily in that exact context. But it's just the introduction, just adding some more world building to My Hero Academia. That's what I thought we were going to end up getting. But I'm glad you gave me your top 5. I know nothing of JoJolion, honest and truthfully.
But that's part 8 of
Um,
JoJo.
Yeah, part 8 and Golden Kamuy. I haven't read anything about. I've been hearing about it, and I was thinking about adding that to my list of manga that I go through and read on Fridays. But the next thing I'm gonna ask you,
Okay.
next thing I gotta ask you, what is your most anticipated story? Anime, comic book, manga, movie, whatever. Most anticipated story of 2021.
I hate this because I'm gonna give you 2 answers. Because the easy answer is One Piece. Because I'm actually mad hype about what could be coming next. Especially since it's supposed to be better than Marineford in terms of war stuff and everything. So like One Piece is my like easy answer. But actually, in 2017, there was a movie that came out that broke me. It was called Justice League, and it was the Josh Whedon cut. And it broke me.
Yes.
And superhero movies just have not been the same for me from the live action standpoint ever since. I haven't cared as much, yada yada, as much as I actually do like Aquaman, the movie. I thought it was good.
Really? You want to know the honest to God truth? I think I spoke about this on the cast. For anybody who's watching any of the cast, all 2 of you, you can you got to call me out for repeating myself. But I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna throw a bone right here. I think that because DC is the underdogs right now, especially with the very mixed reviews on Wonder Woman 1984. I think we're due for a surprise with Justice League Snyder cut.
There it is. Because that I'm excited for. Because here's the thing. I'm not going to sit here and tell you it's going to be way better. Oh, blah, blah, blah. But I just want them to get the chance. That's all. That's all I want. There's so many actors that didn't get to do what they really did, like Ray Fisher. That one guy who just had like what is it called? Non-disclosure agreement, NDA. This nigga was Darkseid for like 4 years. I couldn't tell nobody. Nah, I want to see that man do his work. Give him a chance. So that's probably the thing I'm so excited for. I really am. Like,
I'm excited with you.
Yeah, I'm here for it. And I don't hate Zack Snyder. I like Watchmen. I like Man of Steel. I like the director's cut of or the extended cut of Batman vs Superman. I'm not saying it's a good movie or anything like that. I enjoy it for what it is. I do think the extended version is a much better movie. I'm not gonna put my cape on for him like that though, but I like that movie still, regardless. I still think the Batman warehouse scene is probably my favorite action sequence in any live action superhero comic book movie ever. When he just starts wailing on them niggas, he comes up from the floor. Oh my! And he threw that one. Oh, you know how hard he threw that one guy, bro. That shit was gas. And I don't even like Batman like that.
All right. I gotta nerd out because Batman is my favorite DC superhero, right? Yeah. So when it came down to that warehouse scene, no shit. If anybody has played any of the Arkham series,
the way he was countering, right?
You cannot tell me that was not the exact same fighting style from those games.
Yep.
The way that he was zipping across the room, the way it looked like you damn near saw the bat signal and somebody pressed triangle. He put hands on everybody. I started shaking in my seat watching it. I loved everything about it, and that solidified Ben Affleck's Batman for me. So with the Zack Snyder cut, yes, it's gonna. From what I've been hearing, it's about to be 4 hours long. But if we're getting such world building to where we can see Darkseid, we're getting to see Steppenwolf as he originally was. Yep. We're getting Black Suit Superman in a much more full role instead of him showing up and the movie ends. I'm excited.
Talk about I like justice. What the fuck he said, bro? No, get that out of here. Put him in the black suit. I'm a little sad there's no mullet, but it's okay. I'll take it.
I'm gonna be real with you. The main thing I liked about the original Justice League is I feel like they finally got Superman's personality right. They finally got it right because he was a big cornball. But goddamn it, if you couldn't depend on him, yo,
that's facts. And also, even in addition to that, because they're kind of basing off New 52. Like no, like I like my Superman a little corny boy scouty. You just don't. Yeah, bring the mullet, the mustache. Yes, bring it all. But I definitely still have to fuck with Henry Cavill Superman has been weird for me. So you're right in the sense where I felt like that was a good representation of it. But I want to see what Zack Snyder wanted to do with them, and then I'll kind of judge off of that. But I do like Ben Affleck's Batman, and I do think Robert Pattinson will do a good job. I like what.
Robert Pattinson is he looks like he's coming off of like watching Kevin Conroy do it, the way he says "I'm vengeance," I was like, "Yo, fam, I'm in. What's good?
Yep.
Here's my money."
That's my.
But with Henry Cavill, I'm a throw my cape on for Henry Cavill because I feel like he's been held back by writing.
Yes, that much I agree with. I don't think it's his fault. I think they've made him to be very kind of stiff and stoic, and
trying to find his place in the world and all that stuff. Where you see him in Justice League when the kids come up to him and interviewing him, and he's just like joking around with them, or he's joking around in the middle of fighting Steppenwolf. I'm like, yeah, this feels more like the Superman, like George Newbern Superman from the Justice League TV show, or Superman the animated series, stuff that I grew up with.
Yeah.
So I took that with a much more warm welcome. But unfortunately, that's all the time I have already stolen from you today. I appreciate you taking the time to talk to me so much. Yo, I know this is your channel and everything, but I would love if you just gave everybody where we can find you, where we can experience more of you, where we can support you at.
Yeah, definitely. My YouTube channel is Nyad Hemmingz Hemmings. So subscribe to the channel. I do Tower of God and One Piece content for the most part. Mixed in with a lot of other things. I have many interests. I try to keep the main thing. So it's mostly One Piece and Tower of God. So if you're into that, come through. But there's other webtoons and other things there. We have fun on streams and everything. So just come through if you want to have a good time. My Twitch, we're right here. Paperwork Hemmz. So paperwork, all one word, HEMM with a Z. And that's where you can find me. My Twitter is Young Paperwork. If you care about that, I don't stress about my Twitter like that. You can follow me if you want. It is what it is.
Man, look, thank you so much for enduring with me. Thank you so much for being with me and having this conversation. I can't wait to continue to have many more conversations.
For sure. We'll get you some streams and stuff, brother. Next Ape stream for sure. I'll get you on one of those. And then if there's any if you see me set up a something and you're like, oh, that's interesting, just shoot me like a DM. Let me know.
Hey, look, whatever you feel like I'm good for, I'm down for. I'm down to have a good time. I'm here for a good time, not a long time.
We'll definitely get a Kingdom Hearts video going. That's for sure. We'll really dive into it and get a Kingdom Hearts video going. That for sure will. I promise you.
I got the ultimate weapon from Birth by Sleep on my arm.
Oh, shit.
I got gifted a Keyblade, like, fam. this is this is like light work for me.
Mhm.
All I do is sit and think about what they could have did better with KH3. But like I said, I'm gonna go ahead. I gotta say thank you one more time. I really do appreciate the opportunity. I want to give a shout out to the family that fought that messed with Naya. Yo, man, I appreciate you all taking me in and giving me a place to let me run my mouth for about an hour and some change. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna let y'all be great. Thank you all so much. Y'all have a good night.
All right, cool. For everybody, I'm still gonna stream. I'm gonna stop this stream. I'm gonna get some water. I'm gonna get the other guy. Damn it, Young keeps editing me on fucking Jack. Ah! But I hate this fucking character. I'm gonna fight him. But yeah, I'm gonna stream in a second. So just give me like 5 minutes or 10 minutes or so. You all go do something, stretch, get some food, and then I'll be on with the guys. Yeah.